Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series on PLC programming. In today's video, we're going to take a look at example 20, that is 24-hour clock program. So this is a very interesting program because it uses both timers and counters together, and PLC will be able to count 24-hour in a particular day, and these are used for different applications. So at the first place, let us look at how to achieve 24-hour in a particular day. So if you carefully observe the ladder diagram, I've used one retentive timer, up counter and another up counter. The retentive timer is used for a specific purpose. For example, we can also use a timer on delay timer, but I'm not using it because the retentive timer will hold the accumulated value even if there is discontinuity in the supply, it will continue from the previously stored value. Whereas in case of on delay timer, it does not happen. It will reset and again it will start from the scratch. So we don't want that, and that is why retentive timer is used in this particular example. If you carefully observe, the retentive timer will basically count seconds, that is 60 seconds. And once 60 seconds is completed, the up counter will count 1 minute, basically presetted for 60 minutes. And once 60 minutes is counted by the up counter, this up counter will actually count 1 hour. So we are also doing cascading, we are also using timers, we are also using counters, and that is why this is a very unique program and a very popularly program used in PLC applications. Now, if you carefully observe, there is no contact used over here, isn't it? Once I run this program in PLC, what happens is that this this rung will get energized initially and acts as short circuit. Immediately the retentive timer will get energized and the enable bit will go to high state. The timer starts counting in seconds. It will count 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and 160 is reached. What happens is that the done bit will go to high state according to the working of a retentive timer. It's pretty simple. Since this is going to high state, T40 done bit is going to high state, this contact will be energized, isn't it? So this contact is energized, the rung gets energized, consequently the up counter will be energized in this particular fashion, and the counter enable bit will go to high state and the counter will count a value of 1. But if you carefully observe at this point in time, till now we have counted 1 minute. Okay, so if you carefully observe, we are using the same address over here as well. This done bit address is used here as well, not only here, even here also it is there. So this contact gets energized, the rung gets energized, and T40 will be resetted. So this will basically reset this particular timer. So once it is reset, instantly what happens? This will go to low state, isn't it? Since this done bit is used here and this goes to low state, then the entire counter that is associated will go to low state, isn't it? So basically after 1 minute, this timer has resetted. Again, it will get energized and start counting its value, say 1, 2, 3, and up to 60. And after 60 is counted, the done bit will go to high state. Again, the same contact is used over here. Again, this gets energized. The up counter will be energized. The counter enable bit will be energized. And this will count a value equal to 2 now. Basically, it has counted 2 minutes. Again, the same T40 done bit is used over here. Again, it gets resetted. Again, this operation repeats. And this operation repeats until it counts 60 minutes. So once 60 minutes is counted, what happens? This done bit goes to high state and it gets energized. Since same address of C50 done bit is used over here and here, this will initially get energized and consequently the rung will be energized. The up counter will be energized. This up counter will actually count a value equal to 1. So it has counted 1 hour totally till now. So after that, if you carefully observe, the same address is used here as well. C4 done bit, C50 done bit is used here as well. So the rung gets energized and this particular counter C50 will be reset. So again, this will be reset. Parallelly, this also will be resetting for every 60 seconds. And again, this starts counting from minute 1. And again, after 60, this will actually count 2. The process repeats. Once it counts 2, it will be counting 3, 4. And then after 24 hours is counted, what happens? This done bit will go to high state. Once this has actually gone to high state, the same contact is used over here as well. And the rung gets energized and consequently C51 reset button will be high and this will also go to reset condition. So finally, all of these will be resetted consequently and starts counting the time again from seconds, from 1 second till 24 hours. So the process repeats as a whole. And this is how 24-hour clock program can be written using PLC. But you might ask me a question, but why is it actually required? So in PLC, there might be a requirement where you have to stop the motor after 5 seconds, or you have to turn on a light after 3 hours, or 3 minutes. So basically, we want to make this process automatical. So that is why the automation industries are very much focused in using timers and counters in order to program them in different applications. So I hope this video gave you a clear insight of how 24-hour clock program can be written in PLC and why is it actually required. So in case you have any questions, feel free to reach out by typing in your questions in the comment section below. If you like this video, please to like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel for regular updates. Thanks for watching this video. Please to keep supporting. Thank you.